You guys asked for it, and 343 has delivered. Infection has been revealed. Hey guys, Exo Gaming here, and well, this is our first look at Infection gameplay for Halo 5. So if you didn't know, Infection is going to be in the new update, the Memories of Reach update for Halo 5, coming out very soon, so I'll definitely have a video on that as soon as it comes out, so keep posted for that. And basically, this has been the hypes train for everyone the past few weeks. We have all been asking for Infection for so long, and they have 343 has finally delivered, and everyone is just so happy. But let's get straight into this video. So if you didn't know, Infection is a game mode that's been in many other Halos. I believe it has started from Halo 2 or possibly 3. And it's basically the zombie mode for Halo. And so most of the time, all Infections have differed from game to game, but most of the time, the zombies have had no shields. Sorry, infected, not zombies. And they have some characteristic that defines them as Flood or the infected. And they usually have energy swords, which enables them to basically one-hit kill any of the, I guess, survivors. And like common zombie modes, if you are a human, you will have to try and survive for as long as possible. If you get killed, you become a zombie. Zombies have to try and get as many kills as possible. So that's the basic rundown of an Infection zombie game mode. Now, what has Halo 5 done to Infection that makes it new, and what have they done that stuffs it up? Well, I don't think they've done anything to stuff it up from what I've seen so far. So, basically, they've made it the same, so zombies have no shields and there's energy swords. What they have done as a big difference from other games is they've made it so that the starting weapons for the survivors does not include a magnum. Because magnums in other games are super OP. They had a high fire rate and it was a one-shot headshot to the infected, meaning it was just too easy to kill them all. And so they have actually removed the magnum from all gameplay. So you'll see here, you start with an assault rifle and a shotgun. Shotgun's great for combating the infected. And as you'll see here, there's a Hydra launcher. So 343 has left special weapon spawns across the maps, different to regular maps. So they have stated in the article that was included with this video. By the way, this video is supplied by Game Informer. Great guys, just like IGN. Anyway, so with the maps, 343 have stated that what they did with weapon spawns across the map is they've tried to make it so high weapon spawns, good weapon spawns, I guess, aren't in areas that give you a lot of advantage. They're usually in smaller areas that you have to adapt to, or you have to move to another area, and this helps balance out the gameplay. As you'll see here, this guy gets a kill-tacular, I believe, with the Hydra launcher, and whoever said the Hydra launcher sucked. Anyway, so what else have they added? If you're the last man standing on the survivors team, both your weapons are given infinite ammo. So you'll see in the last clip, the last round there, he had, I believe it was infinite shotgun shots and infinite sniper shots. So this is a good idea to keep it rolling. So you get points for kills as an infected and for kills as a survivor. Sorry. So it keeps a balance, so it's not like you want to purposely die to become infected or whatever, as I've seen in other, I guess, zombie game modes of other games. Last of all on this game mode is that if you were the first infected to spawn, as you'll see here, you are given this title, I guess, as the Alpha, I believe it is, and if you're this, you have a active camo, I guess, so you have a slightly better advantage because you haven't had any time as a survivor. And with the infected overall, you're not allowed to sprint, which disables you from Spartan charges and other things, but you do have an increased movement speed, and I believe you still can thrust. I'm sure about that. Now, I'm just going to go through this interview here with two of the, 343 developers who have been designing Infection. So, in the first part, they're talking about maps, and basically they're saying with the maps, they've created recreations, I guess, of a few of the maps that are already in Halo 5's rotation. So here you'll see RIP Tide, which this map was originally Riptide, so it's kind of a play on words, which is kind of interesting. And so you can see there's extra crates and, I guess, extra hallways and stuff that they've added to make it more suitable to the Infection playlist, giving a bit more energy and interest. They've said, so yeah, they've got a few maps like that. And also, recently there was a hackathon, which 343 have done a few times. If you didn't know, this is basically where they get people to make game modes and maps, and there's a contest. So I believe some of these forged maps will be included in the regular map rotation for Infection. What else was said here? Yeah, they've basically changed the HUD for Infected from previous games. So they've tried to make it a bit more clearer. As you can see here, there's a bit of, I guess, veins on the side that signify you as infected. And of course, well, you have a giant damn green energy sword, if that's not badass enough. So that's pretty insane. And they state that you can turn this HUD feature off if it is annoying. So it's always good to have that option for those weird people that don't like this badass green look around their HUD. Also, to make sure that the zombies, the infected, aren't too overpowered, they have given them, this green glow and a kind of like a black-green trail that goes behind them, which actually looks kind of sick. And the main reason they chose these green colors and everything is to make sure that a green tint, a green armor shader, wasn't confused with an infected, because that would make it unfair. And so they've made sure that you can differ from this, because as you know, you can have personal armor colors in Infection. So also in this article, there's an interesting thing here. They state that when 343 was trying to discuss, what abilities they'd give each of the players and how they could balance this, there was lots of actually commotion within 343, because there's multiple different ways to do this. And, if you get it wrong, it can create a very annoying game mode, I guess. But after, balancing around, they figured out that, removing sprint for Infected would, as they quote say, really have a unique movement experience. And it was a much more just traditional, you are a zombie now, but nothing has really changed about what you do. So that's nice to know. It's pretty simple. So yeah, as I said before, they've changed up the starting weapon, so you'll no longer have that overpowered Magnum, which is pretty good. The shotgun gives it balance, and the assault rifle, you can't go wrong with the assault rifle. It's just, yeah. So next here we've got, as I said before, the Alpha Infected being invisible. This gives it, balance, so the person who starts isn't having this worst time. And from what I've seen, it might actually be more fun being infected than a survivor, although I have seen some amazing clips of the survivor where there's just hordes of infected rushing after you, and it's just insane. It looks so fun. If you didn't know, with Infection, I believe there will be an additional Infection game mode. So they haven't really specified what that is. They have done a bit of explanation, but I don't want to predict anything just in case I get it all wrong. So, the Alpha Infected is also off the radar, which gives them a big advantage. But they want to make sure that humans can't survive rounds too much. So they say here, quote, it has stayed balanced in terms of how many human surviving rounds we want, which is relatively low. We want it to be a unique experience where you did something really right to be able to survive the entire round. So this is just generally them saying, keeping the balance between, human surviving, but still fun for the infected, so they're not overpowered. So, now here's an interesting thing. They're talking about why Infection hasn't been here from the start, which is a good point, because everyone has been asking for Infection from the day Halo was released. And from what we've seen here, it looks like an amazing game mode. Why was it not, included? And so he says here that they had so many game modes that they wanted to get out, and they had so many changes to do changes the engine, also restricting them from, just copying from older game modes. And they wanted to make sure that they did everything right. They didn't want to miss out on anything. And I'm not actually entirely happy with this explanation, because seriously, you've released things like Fiesta, and sure, Fiesta's fun, but couldn't you work on Infection first? The amount of time the community has put in to trying to get you guys to make Infection, and you just make all these other game modes, and you finally just chuck it in, and we were all thinking that you were never going to do it. We all thought there was going to be a reason why you weren't doing it. It's just a bit confusing. So with customization options, basically you can keep all your original armor shaders and armor variants and everything, so it's all the same, so you can keep that amazing badass look. So they've also made sure that effects on the HUD and everything could be disableable, because Halo 4, there was a bit of an uproar about that. There was a bit of an uproar about most of the settings in Halo 4. So they've definitely learned from the mistakes. I'm just gonna say that 343 does learn from their mistakes. So next they asked, in the standard upcoming Infection playlist, will the last man standing bonuses be consistent? So they say it will always be the same thing for each game variant. So it's not going to be one where you want to play one certain game mode of Infection just because you're getting more XP and more bonuses from that last man standing thing. But basically you have an increased reload speed, I missed that before, and you have unlimited ammo, and it says here, in the one version of Infection they have at the moment, so that's a good thing to point out. There will only be one mode of Infection at launch, but there'll definitely be more to come. It says there'll be 2 swipes to kill. I believe that is a melee, so that's interesting. You can't one-hit melee them, because Infected have no shields. So yeah, 2 hits as opposed to 1 sword hit. So it says here it's a sword hit. I'm not really sure about the wording there, but basically that's the end of the article. And sorry guys, this has been a really long video, but who's hyped for Infection? Come on guys, tell me in the comments. This thing looks amazingly delicious, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. I'll try and get a video as soon as it comes out. Anyway guys, leave a like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more delicious, juicy Halo 5 content. I have to change that random outro thing. And I will see you guys in the next video. I'll hopefully be doing a free-for-all SWAT video very soon, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.